slide. If you haven't scanned it, you should inform me later. Okay, so as of today, I am going to give a presentation on how to prepare for a presentation. Okay, so it is quite cliche, right? So you need to have a seminar on how to prepare for a presentation, and I am giving you a presentation for that. So my name is Nadia Adrus, and I am also one of the coordinator for your PSM. Okay, so why bother giving a good presentation? Okay, so as you can see from here, actually it is a skill required for a successful researcher. Okay, it is a skill required for a successful researcher. And also, the second point, which I think more important, is that good ideas will not be recognized unless they are effectively conveyed to others. Okay, so for instance, you want to research on a new topic or advanced topic. Since your presentation skills are not so good, so maybe the idea that you want to convey will not be understood by the audience. Okay, so this is actually very important points, since not only your presentation or your topic should be understood by research audience, but actually it is also important because lecturer or examiner or panels on that day will give you marks. Okay, so if they do not understand your topic, or if they do not understand your topic not because of the topic, because of the presentation skills is bad, then this might impact your presentation marks. Okay, so I hope that by the end of the semester, by the end of the semester, you can have a good presentation skills. So I'm going to record now. Thank you for reminding. Okay. Okay. So I am actually recording the presentation just now because before that I forgot to press the record button. Actually, after a few weeks, after a few weeks from semester break, I haven't used Webex for quite some times now because we have physical class. Okay, maybe some of you already meet me or know me, and some of you not. So anyway, thank you for reminding just now. So I think you can get the slides and also recording, and it will be uploaded in the e-learning. Okay, so I hope by now everyone is already clear that why the presentation skills is very important. Okay, so not to say that after this presentation you must be a super person or very skillful person. Okay, but at least there is a improvement in your presentation skills. Okay, so I put a bullet here. So this is the aim of the presentation of the seminar today. Okay, so here I would like to show you the key component for the presentation. Okay, so I'm going to actually categorize into two, which is content and also presentation skills. Okay, so within that, I will touch on tips, examples of good presentation, and also examples of bad presentation. Okay, so if you look in the latest slide, you will see that I am going to also present the same thing that I have in the slides, but I am putting it in a different structure. Okay, so let's have a look. Okay, so this is the presentation key component. So it's the same title as you can see. Okay, and I have divided it into two. The first one is content. Okay, and the second one is presentation skills. So by looking at this, you can see that there are the text that I have showed you just now. I have put that in a more better structure, okay, so that you can see it clearly. Okay, so as I mentioned, I also want to emphasize on some information, okay, within the content and also presentation skills. So I have structured it in this way. Okay, so for content, I will show you the examples of good slides and also bad slides. And also for presentation skills, I want to also share on the delivery tips. So as you can see here, I think which one is more good structure for you? The second one or the first one? So this is the first one, only text based. Okay, and this is the second one which is in a graphical representation of the idea of the overall key component of the presentation. Okay, so may I have a poll? Okay, so you can vote. Which one do you like? Which one do you prefer? The first one or the second slides on how to present the key component? So you can type it in the chat box. Okay, second slide. Okay, right. Okay, so many of you typed second slides. Okay, so clearly to present, okay, to present your um, proposal, okay, to present for your proposal, you need a good structure. Okay, you need a good structure. You cannot, you are not supposed to have only text, okay? Because what happened if you have only text? What happened if you have only text? Boring. Okay, right. Boring. So boring is one thing. When audience get bored, can you get engaged with audience or not? Can you engage with audience? Okay, you cannot engage with audience, and this will reflect that the message that you want to convey will not be effectively delivered to the audience. Okay, so if you want to give effective delivery to the audience, so you must know how to present. Okay, so the key here is good structure. Okay, so I hope by now, okay, because we are going to have small activities after this to give more engagement with you and also to give more hands-on. So I hope that you please have the outline of your presentation in your mind. Okay, so we can share it later. Okay, I can have a look later. All right. So uh, So this is what I'm going to talk about today. So I'm going to touch on the content, okay, because the content is actually the key component of the presentation, as well as the presentation skills, okay, on how to deliver a good presentation. All right. So before I further continue, so let me share with you the evaluation rubric. Okay, evaluation rubric. So the evaluation rubric. So I'm going to share on presentation skills. So here is the presentation skills. So what are the criteria that will be assessed? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, style and language proficiency. Okay, so if you are very fluent, then you get 5. If not, or if you only read your slides, then you get only 1. Okay. The second one is on the ability to answer the question. Okay. So you can see where you are and how you can improve. Okay. Personal appearance. So personal appearance is a bonus mark. So make sure that you put proper dress. Okay, for the PSM 1 presentation. Okay, some of you did not wear a good attire, so then you lose mark. The good attire here does not mean that you have to wear something expensive. Okay, you can wear as long as it is appropriate for the occasion. Right. And we will also assess you on the length of presentation. Okay, so please try and practice your presentation. So do you know how many minutes for your presentation? So more or less, how many minutes are given for you to present your proposal? Any idea? Any try? 10. Okay, what about others? Thank you, Azrina. 15. Okay. Uh, so I think the guide will be coming out soon. It is between that range. Okay. So if there are too many students and if we have a small student in a session, then we can have about 15. But if the number of students are very large for the session, then we are going to have only 10 minutes per for students. Okay. And then visual presentation. Okay. So visual presentation is actually very, very important. Okay. So why I draw the line here? This is because for this seminar, I am going to show you on how to prepare for a good visual presentation. Okay. So this is the skills that a student must have. Right. So far, is there any question? So can you follow? Okay. Okay, so for the presentation, whether we are going to have it physical or online, so I must refer to Dr. Asmadi. Okay, so we will inform about that later. Okay, right. Okay. So this is the second evaluation rubric, which is on the content. So if you see here, we have content and the previous slide was on the presentation skills. Which one do you think is having a higher mark distribution? Is it content or is it the presentation skills? So you can give the portion 60-40, 50-50, 70-30. Which one do you think? Anyone? No one? Both also important. Okay. But which one do you think should give higher proportion? Is it content or is it presentation skills? Okay, some of you said 50-50, some of you said presentation skills. Okay, some of you said 60% of content is more important. Okay, so I believe the content of the presentation is the core of your proposal, right? So it tells us on the what is the project all about. So I believe the content must give at least 60% of the marks, okay? And the presentation skills is about 40, okay? So so for the content, so these are the criteria. So we are going to assess you on problem statement, objectives and scopes, literature review, as well as the research methodology. Okay. So from here, you should see how where you are, okay, and how you can further improve. Actually, you can practice it, right? You can see your content and you can also share it later with us so that we can go through if you already have it. Okay, right. For this presentation, I am going to start with the part 1, which is on the visual and presentation slides. Okay. So visual and presentation slides are very, very important. Okay, so you have to have a very sound and clear structure. Okay, so you remember, right? In the very beginning, I show you on the structures. So yes, Catherine, do you have any question? Or you accidentally press the raise button? Okay, so maybe Catherine accidentally pressed the raise button. So anyway, okay. So anyway, um, structure is very important. If you have only text, then you don't have structure. So the presentation will be so hard to follow. Okay. So these are the things that you need to have or a clear in mind. Okay. So maybe some of you already see this because I just want to show how this is only the examples. Okay, this has nothing to do with your proposal whatsoever. Okay, I just want to show you that if you make a very good representation of what you are going to say, okay, the animation or the presentation will speak for itself. Okay, will speak for itself. So you do not have so much or so worry to how to convey the message. Okay, so let's have a look on this example. So if you have any questions, you can ask me later. Okay, so I am not going to explain to you what is this all about, but I am going to just play the animation so that you can guess. Okay, what is this animation all about? Okay, so are you ready, guys and girls? So if you are ready, just any sign or reactions from you before I start? Okay. So now I'm going to start. So this is about the direction indices with this 1 minus 1 minus 1. Okay, so can you see the first sign? The arrow is moving. Okay, the arrow from the origin to the x-axis and then to the y-axis and to the z-axis. Okay. And then you draw the line from the origin to the end of the arrow. Okay. So this is actually what? Can you guess? Any guess from you guys? So can I have the guess? Can you guess this animation is about what? Pathway, okay. What else? You have actually learned this, right? During your materials engineering. Any guess? Any other guess? So do you want me to repeat the animation? Or you just want to guess? Tak ada ke? No one? Okay, repeat the animation. Okay, I'm going to repeat. So this is the coordinate 1 bar 1 bar 1. So this is the origin. So you know that this one represent the x, this one represent the y, and this one represent the z coordinate. Okay. So if this is your x axis, and then if this is your y axis and this is your z axis, so you can see that the arrow here for x, for y, -1, and for Z, -1. Okay, and then you continue to draw the line from the origin to the end point of the arrow. Okay, so actually, maybe you have forgotten this. Okay, so actually this is like an explanation on how direction indices can be drawn based on these given coordinates. Okay, so I hope you can remember about that, because so here you see actually the direction indices and also the cube. Okay, so since -1 and -1 is in the negative direction, so it is outside the box. Okay, so you can draw the 1 -1 -1, and if you don't have these imaginary coordinates, okay, it will not be so helpful for you to draw the direction indices. Okay, so the direction indices should be this red arrow. Okay, right, so this is actually on how to draw direction vectors using original origin. So I am going to show you also how to draw the direction indices if you relocate the origin. Okay, so if you relocate the origin, so this is the original origin, right? So I hope you remember the original origin. So because x equals to 1, so this is the intercepts of x equals to 1. Okay, and then just now you have y, which is -1, so it is here. But if you want to have it in the box itself without having it outside of the cube, so you relocate. Okay, you relocate the origin. Okay, and then for the z direction, it was at below, right? So if you relocate, if you want to have it positive, so you relocate the origin to the top. Okay, so that means if you relocate everything, so you are going to get a parallel vectors, okay, where this is your new origin. Okay, so this is the power full of the animation that can be drawn from the PowerPoint. Okay, right. So it is, so if you see, the line here is still parallel with each other. Okay, so what I want to say is that the graphical info sometimes is very useful than just a text. Okay, so it can give you the representation of what you are going to deliver or convey. All right, so now I want to talk about the preparation tips of the slides. Okay, so I am going to ask you to discuss in pairs, because I know that you are watching this together with your friend, maybe at your room or somewhere close by. So think about a particularly good or particularly poor presentation that you have attended in the past and why it is good or bad. Okay, so I'm going to give you 2 minutes, and this is the Jamboard links. Okay, so I will copy this and share this in the message. Okay, so I hope you can click on the link. Okay, if you click on the link, and I've seen now some of you already joined. Okay, so this should be the front page of the Jamboard. All right. So this is just the fun facts. The best slides may have no text at all because less is more. Okay. So what I'm asking you to do. Okay. So this is the activity just now. Okay. I give you 2 minutes. So now my time is 2:34. Okay. So discuss with your friends. Okay. So it doesn't matter in pairs or in small groups. And I need a feedbacks in 2 minutes. Okay. So why do you think a presentation was good or bad? Okay. So you may write it in page 3 or page 4. Okay. So we are currently in page 3. So you may write it in page 3 or page 4. Okay. So you may also write your name and your pair so that I can see whether which one of you have answered the questions here. Okay. 2 minutes is maybe too short. So I'm going to give you until 2:40. Okay, to be fair. Okay, so please write it down in page 3 or page 4. So hopefully you write this in page 3 at first. Okay, I saw one notes just now. Hope to see Jamboard link is down. Okay. Okay, for those of you who cannot access the Jamboard link, I am very sorry. But for those of you who can access the Jamboard link, you can also discuss with your friends who cannot access and write the answer on behalf of your friends. Yeah, I understand because of too many viewers, some of you cannot join. But for those who can join, please discuss with your friends who cannot join and write answer on your friend's behalf. Okay. Another 3 minutes. Please be fast. We don't want to end the presentation today for the whole day. Okay. So far, I see only names. Okay. So, in your opinion, why it is good or why it is bad? So, I'm looking for the answer now. So shall I delete this part so that I can give more space? Okay, now you have more space. Okay, so we have the first answer from Azra Faika Hazika Adlina. Good presentation is the one which is easy to follow and not too much detail. So very good answer. Okay, very good answer. Right. Okay, and Tan Yongsheng, Tan Zikai, Pu Wenji, Lai Yongwei. Good presentation is a presentation that provides engagement and constant reflection to the viewers and listeners. Poor presentation, the presenter only keeps on presenting without thinking about the audience understanding. Okay. Also very good. Okay. Poor presentation, the presentation is lengthy and not summarizes. Also very good. Arina Azrina, Husna Zahira, good presentation, easy to understand and have engagement with audience. Bad presentation, too lengthy and boring, no pictures. Very good. Okay. So this one, good presentation, more graphical, bad, too lengthy, and speed is too fast. Okay, by the way, my speed now is optimum, right? Am I being bullet trained or? Okay, very good. Okay, if I'm too fast, just let me know. Okay, so this is how I engage with students as well. Monotone presentation. So am I monotone, guys, girls? Are you happy with my tone? Okay. All right. So good is fully understand all the presentation content and able to convey it without hesitation. Also very good. Okay. Good presentation, speaker very confident. Am I very confident, guys? Or am I cannot convey the message clearly? Which one? All right. Okay. Okay. So thank you very much for your input. So I hope by now you know which one that you should avoid, right? You should avoid the uh, too many words. You should avoid too lengthy, okay? Too many text, no structure, okay? And you must have energy, so very good. You must give energy when you present, okay? And summarize. Do not read, right? Do not read from the slides, okay? Have some pictures, okay? And so on and so forth. Okay. So maybe now we can go to the presentation slides. Okay, so thank you for your inputs. Okay, so how many slides you should have? So the rule of thumb is for 10 minutes, you should have how many slides? Okay, so from these slides, if you are given 10 minutes, okay, so how many slides you should have? Okay, or if you are given 15 minutes, so you should have how many slides? Any answer? You can type that in chat box. Okay. So 5 slides I think is too less. Okay, 5 slides too less. So 9, okay. Yeah. So you will see that you will have more slides after this. Okay. I think 10 to 15 is the optimum. Okay. And you should know your pace. Okay. So between 1 to 2 minutes, not too fast and not too slow. Okay, if too fast, people cannot understand. If too slow, people will get bored. Okay. Anticipate technical questions and prepare explanatory slides. Okay, maybe some of the slides are not intended to be shown during the presentation, but only to support for the question and answer. Okay. Right. Okay. So I am not going to say anything from these slides. Okay. So I want you to unmute yourself and explain to all of us what is the message that you get from these slides. So anyone would like to be a hero or heroine of the day? So just unmute yourself and tell us the message behind the slides here. Anyone? So should I call your names or should you volunteer yourself? No volunteer? Okay, if no volunteer, then I will call upon your name. Sekejap siapa yang saya nak panggil ni? Who is our lucky guy? Okay. Lim Wei Cheng. So, is your microphone working? Lim Wei Cheng, are you there? Ada tak Lim Wei Cheng? Unmute button is locked. Okay. Macam mana Okay, saya dah terlupa macam mana nak guna macam mana? Mute all option. Unmute all. Okay. Alright. Is it possible now? Okay, we should choose suitable color. Cannot unmute. Still locked. Okay, sekejap I stop sharing first. Forgot already how to use Webex after physical class. Dekat mana saya patut tekan? Switch audio. Maybe I should do it manually, Wei Cheng, so I go to your name. Okay. Is it okay now? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I share back my screen. Okay. Go on.
So we should choose an appropriate color and font size for our text.
Okay, very good. So you see, right? Thank you, Lim Wei Cheng. So you see from this slide itself, okay, from this slide itself that it tells you or it give a message on how to get the good visual aids or how to prepare your slides on the font and also on the color. Okay, even though I don't write so many things about that, okay, but it already give you the message. So I hope that whenever you prepare for your slides, limit your text and just let the illustration or the small points over there tell the whole story. Okay. The next is you don't have to have all the content of the proposal. Okay. Keep it simple. Okay, keep it simple. So keep it simple because there is no way to include all the details. Okay, sometimes I have seen that some of you just copy paste of your proposal to the presentation slides. So this is big no. Okay, so this is big no, right? And here you can also see that what can you see from here? So maybe I can ask another participants to uh, give the answer. So maybe I'm going to ask for Huzaimah Mazlan. Okay. Huzaimah Mazlan. Can you unmute yourself now?
Yes.
Okay. So what can you say about these slides?
Too much information.
Too much information. Is it good or is it bad?
Bad.
Very bad. Why it is bad?
I think because it is too lengthy.
Okay, so this is one. So if this is, let's say, subject heat and mass transfer. Okay, so do you learn anything from these slides?
No.
Okay, so the too lengthy means not easy to follow. So thank you, Huzaimah. Okay, very good. All right. So I hope that all of you avoid such text or lengthy presentation. Okay, so balance text and also illustration. Okay, so this is another tips. Okay, so you see that I have prepared the tips. So this is the first presentation. Okay, and this is the second presentation. Okay, so which one do you prefer? The first one or the second one? Okay, second. Okay, right. Okay, very good. So from here, the way you choose your font, the way you put the italic, okay, or put in color, you can already see that the message can be conveyed more clearly. Okay, you can deliver the message more clearly. Okay, so this is not only it is not so clear, but the font may be too large. Okay, what else? The font may be too large. So what else can be said about this slide? Too large, and then the color maybe not so helpful, okay? And boring, right? So this one is much easy to follow. Okay. So the next tips is use high quality graphics. So I'm going to give you an example. Okay, so the left one is very blurry image, and second one is a high quality image. Okay, so avoid including the blurry image in your slides. Okay, use the high quality one. Okay, use appropriate chart. So I'm going to show you later what is meant by that, and also use color well. Okay. So this is an example of the color that should be avoided or should be used as an example. Okay, so can you see this? Is the color options here is good? Do you like this one? Okay. Okay. So right now you say no. Later on, please do not use such template. Okay. Please avoid. Right, so this is an example of bad color. Okay, so I'm going to share or go to the Jamboard. So for those of you who have not go to the Jamboard yet, can join it now. Okay. Right. Okay. Oh, there are more. I will read about this later. So if you are in the Jamboard, so go to the slides number 6. Okay, go to the page number 6. So I have the first graph or the first chart and also the second one. Okay, so when you share the graph or when you plot your graph, which one you should avoid? The first or the second? Which one you should avoid? The first. Okay. Why? So let's see whether you can unmute yourself. So why you should avoid the first one? Can't see details. Blurry. Okay. Right. Okay. So that means it is the font is too small, right? The font is too small, and you also have here empty space. Okay, you don't make use of the space. Okay, And maybe the scale here, okay, you can adjust the scale, okay, so that it is more compact, okay, that you don't leave the empty space over here. So here, you see it is good because you have the legend, okay, you have the legend, the symbols is clear to see, the font size is appropriate, okay. So because you can see actually the middle here is empty, you make full use of the space and you put the legend over here. The legend means the labeling of the graph, okay, you put it over here, okay. So you make full use of the empty space. Okay, very good, everyone. Okay. And last but not least, not only use high quality graphics, but also the graphics with good aspect ratio. What is meant by good aspect ratio? Okay. So here, I give you three pictures of KLCC. Okay. So which one is having the good aspect ratio? Okay, you can just type in your answer in chat box because the microphone, I'm not sure whether it is working. Actually, I already give the permission to unmute, but it is not working so well. So you can just type in your answer in the chat box. Which one is the correct aspect ratio? Left, left, left. Okay. First one from the left. All right. Very good, everyone. Okay. So remember, when you include the graphics in your PowerPoint slides, make sure that you have the good aspect ratio. Okay. So do not, because you want to, so for instance here on the left, okay, so on the left side, it is too skinny, right? And for the middle one, it is, sorry, from the left pula. From the right side here, too skinny. Okay, and for the middle here, too wide. Okay, so just because you want to you want to make full use of the space, but you cannot make it too wide or too skinny. Okay. So that's all from me for part 1, which is on the presentation skills and visuals. So I'm going to explain on the part 2, which is the content. So do you have any questions so far before I proceed? Or do you want 2, 3, 5 minutes breaks? No questions so far. Okay. So shall I proceed? So this is very light, right? It's not so much to, I think it's, you can easily absorb all the information that I explain over here. Okay. Right. So are you ready for the part 2 of the presentation? Part 2 of the seminar? Okay, yes. Any reactions maybe? Okay. Right. Okay, very good. Okay. So let me proceed with the second part of the seminar today. So we have only 2 parts. So that means this will be the last part. Okay. So I think it's very good in timing, right? So the second part that I am going to focus today is on the content. Okay, on the presentation content. So just now you see the visuals or the skills. Now you want to see on the content. So content. So the presentation slides must not have other information, but the information that is very, very important is the content. Okay, so that's why I have content, because I really want to emphasize on the content. Okay, so you cannot dump everything into your presentation slides. You must know how to arrange or present your content. Okay, so first thing first, for your content of your presentation, you should have title slide. Okay, title slide. So the title slide should cover project title, your name, your supervisor's name, and also affiliation. Okay, so these are the information that you should have on your title slide. Right, then you should also have introduction. So introduction is actually to illustrate the project overview, and you want to state the importance, discuss related works, state your contributions, and provide a roadmap or outline of the study. Okay, so first one, project titles. The second one is introduction. Okay, so then you need to have a problem statement. Okay, and what is problem statement? Problem statement address your research gap. Okay, problem statement address your research gap. So please go on and read through this research gap. Okay, there are 4 categories. Okay, and which one usually the students always tend to refer? Okay, which one usually represent your research gap? Okay, so please read through. Okay, which one is the one required by the panel, and which one is usually the one that student writes? Okay, so please type that in the chat box. No answer ke? I think just now I got one answer, empirical gap. Okay. Okay. So okay. Lecturer or panels may expect that you write either empirical gap, methodological gap, okay, or theoretical gap. Okay, but usually students will present the no have gap. Okay, the no have gap, even after reading all the papers, cannot find the gap. Okay, so usually students will write the gap, no studies has been reported. Did you agree with me? Okay, you write no studies have been reported. Okay, so that's why you want to study this project. Okay, so actually the no have gap is the one that student always write, but this one is actually the one that is not it's not the expectation of the lecturer or panel. Okay, so you must at least read some things from the literature and see from that literature what is the thing that you can improve. Okay, so that is the problem statement that you need to address in the presentation. Okay, so I just want to give you one example on the good. Okay, so this is the good problem statement. Okay, so the title of this research Okay, is on the preparation and characterization of starch bioplastic from jicama. Okay, so what is jicama? So this is jicama. Okay, so jicama is a fruit containing a high starch content. Okay, so what is the problem statement? Okay, what is the problem statement? So this is a good one, good example. For instance, why you want to study bioplastic? Because there is a huge amount of single-use plastic waste. Okay, so this is the first one. And secondly, though you want to use the starch, but you know that this is edible, right? So there is a competition with the food industry. Okay, so this is the problem that you want to overcome. Okay, so and third, the carbohydrate-based bioplastic. So starch is carbohydrate-based. It is brittle and hydrophilic. So this is the properties or limitation of bioplastic from carbohydrate. So how can you improve this? So how can you improve this is actually the objective. Okay, so this is the objective. Okay, the objective is to synthesize bioplastic from fresh and rotten jicama. Okay, so when you do fresh and rotten, you actually answer the problem number 1 and number 2. Okay, so if you use rotten, you do not have competition with food industry. Okay, so actually, this objective, you want to synthesize bioplastic from fresh and rotten jicama from different starch to glycerol ratio. Okay, why different starch to glycerol ratio? Because actually glycerol is giving you the improvement for brittleness. Okay, so that's why actually all these objective answer the problem. Okay, and the second objective is to characterize the bioplastic based on tensile properties, okay, and also biodegradability. So you want to see the effect of the content, how this can be used to improve the brittleness and also biodegradability. Okay, because you know the conventional plastic might not be biodegradable, so that's why you want to solve the waste issue. So you want to see whether it is biodegradable or not. Okay, so this is how the good example between problem statement and also objective. Okay, can you see the relation or correlation? Okay, so what I want you to do is think of your problem statement. Okay, think of your problem statement. So see whether your problem statement is specific or not. Okay, and also whether your problem statement and objective is well correlated. So I am going to give you 2 minutes. I'm going to give you 2 minutes. And if you want, you can share your answer in the Jamboard here. Okay, so I'm going to give, so go to slide number 8. Okay, go to slide number 8. Sorry, slide number 7. Okay, sorry, go to slide number 7. And over there, please write your objective and your problem statement, so we can see whether it is well correlated or not. Okay. By the way, I received information from the Dr. Asmadi. So the final presentation of your PSM 1 will be carried out via physical mode. Okay, it will be carried out via physical mode. Okay, so I give you 2 minutes to write down your problem statement and objective in slide 7. you can copy paste your problem statement and also objectives. I saw one question. Doctor, may I ask if a coat is compulsory or a formal with tie is good? Okay. Not sure about this one. So maybe other panel can help me to answer. Do the students need to wear coat or only formal shirt with tie is already sufficient? Okay, maybe we can do that at the end of the session. Okay. So by the way, please just share your problem statement and also your objective to see whether it is good correlated. Okay, you can just copy paste or use any illustration over here, use any tools over here. Okay, maybe it's taking time. So what I'm going to, okay, so there is answer already from the lecturer on the attire during the presentation. Okay, for this problem statement and objective, if you want us to see whether it's correlated or not, so maybe it's taking time if you want to write it down here now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to because you have the link, right, for the slides for the Jamboard, so you can share it later, so I will comment it accordingly. So are you agree that we proceed first? Okay, we proceed first. You give your input on the problem statement and also objectives later. Okay, so that I can see it later, not now, because it will take time. But if you want me to do it now, you can also have it now. If you can put it now, so we can also discuss about it. But I think as for now, we can proceed. Okay. Do you have any questions so far? So I think no questions, right? Okay. The next content is on the literature review. Okay, so literature review. So what is literature review? It is a summary. Okay, it is not only summary, it is objective and concise as well as critical summary of published research literature. Okay, and this research literature is relevant to the topic being researched. Okay, so this is literature review definition. And how to write literature review? So of course, you search for relevant literature, evaluate the sources, okay, and identify the themes, okay, you categorize them, outline the structure, and then write your literature review, okay. So for your information, your literature review should consist of general information as well as the research findings, okay. So this is like a top-down approach, okay. So you have background, so this is still general info, and then you narrow it, okay. So when you narrow it, so it is more close to your research, you can give the appropriate research findings, And then last but not least, you can compare your study with the one closest to your research. Okay, so please have the paper which is close to your research. Okay, so this is how you write the literature review. So I'm going to give you an example. So the same, still the topic on the starch bioplastic just now. So our friends here, she wrote on tensile strength and also morphology, okay, because this is the information. And she also write down some value or some data, okay, so that she can compare with. Okay, so for instance, tensile strength is about 0.75 megapascal. So she know already the range of her study, okay, and also morphology. Okay, so what is the effect of starch to glycerol ratio in terms of morphology? So how this is going to affect the tensile? Okay, so she presented this in the table form. So topics, the findings, and authors. I think this is the best way to present the literature review. Okay, so you can categorize your topic accordingly, okay, using the table. Do not just use the unstructured version. Okay, so this is the structured version which is easy to follow. Do you have any questions so far? Okay, no question. Then, so this is another example. So, on the topic of plasticizing effect. Okay, because just now she add glycerol to make the starch more, to improve the brittleness of the starch. And she tried to find from the literature how glycerol does the function. Okay, all right. So, if you have no question, I'm going to proceed with the methodology. So methodology consists of steps taken and how to how the procedure on carry out your experiment, okay, and if you do non-experimental, how this can be used to analyze your data, okay. So this is examples from same topic just now, okay. So in this first place, she mentioned on how starch can be extracted from jicama, okay, and then how to prepare bioplastic, okay. So how to present the methodology, you can put in flow chart form. So this is how you present the methodology, right? So she also give the tables of formulation. So in this case, she study different formulations of the starch bioplastic. Okay, so you see that this formulation is actually represent the objective. So I hope you still remember the objective is to vary the glycerol and starch ratio. Okay. And after preparation, she has the characterization. So this is also again given in the flowchart form. Okay. So I don't want to explain into details, so you can have a look by yourself. And this slide actually will also be shared with you. So do not worry if you miss the important information. Okay, you can always refer after this. Okay. So last but not least, you have expected results. So expected results should answer the objectives and should be also supported by previous studies. You should also have Gantt chart. Gantt chart is to show your research planning and also reference. Okay. So this is the examples of good results, good expected results. So you just show this because you want to see the properties, right? And you want to see the range of good and bad bioplastic. So you have reference to support your results. okay, and also expectation on biodegradability and morphology. Okay, so this is the properties that the students just now want to see. Okay, and this is the Gantt chart. So of course, the Gantt chart start with the research activities or so in the middle here you see the research activities, okay, and the timing. How the students plan to do the research works. Okay. So far, do you have any question? Okay, so I am almost finished. Okay, so please show the slide on Gantt chart. Okay. Okay. So do you have any question on this Gantt chart? Because Gantt chart usually okay, you are welcome. So you start with literature review and you end with the thesis submission. So in between here, okay, start from line 2 until the second last line. Oh, sorry, line 2 until before the analysis of data. These are all the research activities. Okay, so these research activities are unique. It depends on the topic of your proposal. So you must do this accordingly, adjust this accordingly. Okay. Analysis of data, report writing, preparation, thesis submission, all of these are the standard one. Okay. Only in the middle here is unique. Okay, I saw one question on how to reduce nervous during presentation. Okay, so I will share with you on how to reduce nervous. Okay, so we come to that, Afif. Okay, we come to that. On the preparation and delivery. Okay, we have some components. Actually, I have taken this from slides prepared by Dr. Aisha. Okay. So you need to practice, Afif. Okay, and also other students, you need to practice. If you practice, you know what you want to say, and it becomes natural. Okay, you can reduce your nervous. Okay, and I think you have to learn to relax. Okay, learn to relax and practice. So I think that will help. Okay, so beside that, you should also practice on the timing. Okay, and also tone and how to pronounce, volume, and enunciate it. Okay. Okay, and you should know how to explain figures and also make associations early. Okay, so these are the preparation and delivery. So this is during the day. Okay, right. And also, I think how to avoid nervous during the presentation is not only to prepare for the presentation, but also prepare for the question and answer. Okay, remain calm. Okay, remain calm and don't be defensive. Just answer the question. Sometimes you just realize that you have done wrong. Admit it. Okay, don't be defensive. Okay, so of course you need to listen to the whole question first and understand, and then stay calm before you answer the question. Okay, so this is on the question and answer tip. So I think this is the last slide of the day of the seminar. There is do and don'ts. Okay, so for that we can do that in Jamboard. Okay, so far maybe you can write do and don'ts over here. Okay, so far from the presentation that I have shared with you, what are do and don'ts that you can list down? So maybe I give you 3 minutes because now it's 3:24. I plan to stop at 3:30. Okay, so we are at slide 8 now. Okay, maybe you have written somewhere in the previous slides. I think it was slide 4. Okay, slide 4. Maybe you can import that in do and don'ts. Okay. Slide 4 and 5. So you can import that and put that in do and don'ts over here. So while you are doing that, I try to look on how I can change the how can I change the mute setting? Can you try to unmute yourself whether it is working or not? I think it is possible now. Still can't. I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. Okay, no problem. If you want to ask question, just let me know. I try to unmute you manually, okay? So I try to unmute you manually. If you have any questions that you would like to ask, or if you have something that you would like to say, just let me know so I can unmute yourself manually. Okay. Right. I think we have the list now, the answer now. Okay. So I don't think I need to read all of this, but let's have a look on the do first. On the do first. Use clear graphics, stay calm, don't be too fast, precise and concise. Do preparation, keep simple. Okay, so these are the do, and the don'ts are don't be late. Okay, don't be late. Inappropriate word, don't rush, relax and be don't use small fonts, panic. Okay, so all of these are the things that you should avoid. Okay, so anyway, here this is actually the, maybe you can't see this now. I'm going to change the color. This is the link where you can see the example of words presentation. Okay, I don't share with you just now the worst presentation. I just show you the presentation of the good one so that you can follow. Okay. The bad one I don't want to show because I don't want you to follow the bad one. Okay. So with that, actually, I come to the end of my presentation. Okay, I come to the end of my presentation and that's all from me. Okay, thank you very much to all of you. So do you have any questions? Do you have any questions? So far so good, right? If so far so good, then maybe I get some reactions. Okay. Right. Okay. Okay. So I don't think that I need to explain further. So maybe I can ask the other coordinator if they have anything else that they would like to share. So I stop my sharing first. Okay. So we have Dr. Aisha, we have Dr. Nur Hafiza, and we have, do we have Dr. Asmadi here? I'm not sure. Okay. Okay, Dr. Hamiza also has nothing to say. Dr. Aisha?
To answer the question just now,
Mm.
I think the presentation will be physical.
Physical, okay. The presentation will be physical. Is it 10 minutes or 15 minutes for the presentation? Or we have not set it yet? So presentation guideline will be provided to you later, I think. Right? Okay. So far that's all from me. Okay. So far that's all from me. If you have no question, then I can stop here. Okay. There is question over here. The attire can be formal only. Yes, only formal attire. Mock presentation will be on 30th and final presentation on 12th. I think final date of presentation is on 12th. And the mock presentation, I'm not sure about the mock presentation. Any information on mock presentation, Dr. Aisha or Dr. Nur Hafizah? I'm not sure anything about mock presentation. Maybe mock presentation you can do that independently with your supervisor. Okay, it is not the official one. Only the final presentation is fixed on 12th of July. Okay, any other question? All right, so if no question, then I thank you all for your participation and good luck for your presentation. Okay, thank you everyone. So I cannot hear thank you back, right? Because of the setting, so sad. But anyway, thank you for your reactions. Okay, I will share the recording later. Bye-bye.